Welcome to another episode of The Pitching Point. My name's Alex Ollie and I'm joined by Kate, Costas and Benjamin again this week for another episode of The Pitching Point. For those of you who haven't seen it before, it's the world's first gamified sales coaching show. We're welcoming sales reps to showcase their sales skills from all around the world. The goal is to help reps improve by being pushed to the point of melting while having fun. Okay, so for those of you who don't know again, let's tell you how it works, right? Today we have Corey from G2. He'll be having to navigate 4 challenges and we'll be scoring each one. End of each round, we'll tot up the scores, we'll add it on, and then we'll be putting them on the Pitching Points live leaderboard at the end. It's like Dragon's Den meets Strictly meets Top Gear. Okay, ready to go, team?
Sounds
Far
good.
away.
Nice one. Now, before we kick off, Corey, can you quickly introduce yourself, your role, who you work for? Maybe even tell us a bit more about the kind of businesses you sell to.
Sounds good. So yeah, I'm Corey. I am a growth account executive here at G2.com. And for those who don't know G2, Trustpilot of B2B software. For those of you who do not know what G2 do and what I actually sell, I basically just help B2B software marketers and salespeople kind of just target the right people at the right time with the right messaging and be kind of super precise with how they acquire customers.
Very cool, man. Been a big G2 user for the past couple of years, and it's a very valuable product. Very, very interesting, particularly if you're in B2B software, which I am. Alrighty, let's crack on with round one. Kate, what are we doing for round one?
Okay, so it's Coach's Den. So right before this, Corey sent me an email. So he's pitching at me, which is pretty good actually, because just actually earlier this week, I had a conversation with one of your colleagues, Holly.
Oh, nice.
Corey. So
yeah.
I'm right at the right part of this journey. So let's see
Awesome.
what the email that Corey sent to me and whether it's going to result in me taking it further. So I'll read this out. Kate, Christmas is coming. Subtle change to the E4Enable logo on LinkedIn definitely caught my attention. Good spot there. Like the fact that you've got E4Enable has a presence on our platform, G2.com. Not sure how aware you are. We're your Trustpilot of B2B software. 267,000 buyers have already come to your category this year, sales coaching software. Popular use cases for sales coaching and sales performance management software companies build awareness and trust in your desired markets, discover a larger addressable market, and create influence and close more deals by knowing who to target, how and when. Don't know if any of the 3 above are priorities for you as you prepare for 2021. Best, Corey. So my initial reaction, because obviously it's all about my initial reaction to this. I love the fact that you've complimented us on our marketing. Obviously, it's very timely for us because we are looking around building awareness and trust in our desired markets. We are looking to reach a larger addressable market. So those 2 things really do resonate with me, and particularly around those 2 categories. So you've hyper-personalized this for me and E4Enable. So for me, I'm in. I'm responding to this email.
Awesome. Thank you.
Right. So for me, I'm a high D personality, like a lot of MDs and CEOs. So I'm sort of to the point, cut to the chase. So the little emojis and the Christmas stuff turns me off. It's just seen as a nonsensical nicety. I know why people do it, but if you're targeting this at directors and MD or high C-suite people, that sort of thing doesn't appeal to them. They're not into the soft, touchy feely. The second bit's good. I'll be to the point. You see, if you'd started with that, you're going to get me, because time is important to someone at the top. So they just want to cut to the chase. I like the bullet points too. So there's a lack of vomiting. And I would end your last question. I don't like the don't know. I change it to something. Be more certain. You're probably thinking none of this applies to you. Far more powerful, because his brain has to say yes or no then. Yeah. So change the question to none of this applies to you. So for me, it would probably be a no. Well, it would be a no, because I wouldn't have gone too far past the pretty little pictures. So I'm out.
Appreciate the feedback.
Well, you expect Benjamin to be out and not to like a Christmas tree and a present. It didn't bother me, to be honest. I like the I'll be to the point because it draws my attention. And like Benjamin, I like to know what I'm looking at straight, and the bullet points work for me because it's not much. It's not enough. Too much information. I would be a yes. It doesn't bother me that Christmas is coming and everything like that. I think it's a very good email. Makes me curious, and I like the fact that you didn't ask for any of my time. You just pose a question and you let me have a next step if I decide to do so. So I mean,
Yeah, I think this is a great email. I don't mind emojis too much. I don't think they add anything, being honest with you, but I can forego them. I think if I were Kate, I'd definitely be in. But I think if you were doing the same with me, like I love the personalization around like something on LinkedIn's caught my attention. That's a minor thing. The best thing is like these are the categories. This is what could be relevant to you. You've tied it exactly back to the business. You show you've done your research. The only thing I'd really change is that last call to action, rather than the don't know. Just say, are any of these three of interest? Right? Don't know shows a bit of negativity, lack of self-belief in a way, but that's such a minor thing. But I'm definitely in.
Soft.
Great email, man.
Awesome, thank
So-
you.
Well done.
Quick question, Corey.
Yeah.
Did you put those emojis in knowing that I am an emoji fiend on LinkedIn?
So I did not actually know. I'm kind of I'm umming and ahhing about emojis for kind of a similar reason to what Benjamin was saying, whereby some execs absolutely hate them. So I'm kind of like testing at the moment. The reason I put them in was because quite simply of the Christmas hat on your E4 Enable logo. I thought you're the kind of fun person, fun company who would like that kind of stuff.
I'm obviously a fun person, but I think you nailed it because of that.
Well, there's a simple rule. If it doesn't add anything, don't do it.
Yeah.
And that's it. So don't over-engineer something. If you think it doesn't add, as most people, I don't think it adds anything, then don't do it. That's a simple rule.
No, very fair feedback.
Right, I'm going to hand over to Costas because I think you're introducing the next stage. Well done, Corey, for that one.
Right, so the next stage, Corey, is you will be sending to Alex. You have 5 minutes, 50 seconds, more than enough time to get the meeting. And the timing stops and your pitch stops at 5 minutes, 50 seconds exactly. And you start, when we say go, you will be scored on each part of your sales process, introduction, questioning, and you'll get additional points if you manage to get the meeting. So, Alex, are you ready?
I'm ready, mate.
Corey, you start literally as if Alex just picked up the phone and you go into the pitch. Kate, when we're ready, let's go now.
Hello, Alex Ollie speaking.
Hey, Alex. I'll be honest, this is a cold call about your G2 profile. Do you want to hang up or give me kind of 38 seconds to let you know why I called?
Yeah, I've got 38 seconds.
Awesome. So yeah, in all transparency, ReachJet has a profile here on G2. There's been a significant amount of buyers coming to your profile and Sendoso and Alice's profile, who seems like you're competing with them according to your buyers. And basically, a lot of these buyers are actually then going straight to your competitors and then moving onto their website and comparing them and going to them. Typically, marketers and leaders of small kind of tech companies want to talk to me because they're either trying to better compete with their competitors and or just get some of their competitors' pipeline by getting that increased awareness. I mean, sounds like, I've got a feeling you're going to tell me none of that's relevant to you, but curious to hear your thoughts.
I'd actually say the second one's relevant. If I could steal some of our competitors' pipeline, that's potentially of interest to me. But yeah, I mean, I've kind of heard of G2. I don't really understand why I should be paying for it. It seems like a free sort of review site.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it seems like I've earned my 38 seconds. Do you mind if we spend another kind of 2-3 minutes or so to kind of go through a little bit of that?
Yeah, I've got a couple more minutes for you.
Sure. So in terms of the G2 platform, it seems like you're familiar with G2 as a whole, right?
Yeah, I've used it myself for evaluating other suppliers.
Awesome. How have you used it today?
What, for my own evaluation?
Yeah, as a buyer.
Yeah, so what I tend to look at is like number of reviews. Obviously, I look at the star rating as well. When I was evaluating our sales engagement platform, I was looking at that side of things and maybe just seeing if there's something I'm missing, to be honest with you. So for me, it's about, as a buyer, how can I use that to make sure I'm making the right decision?
Yeah, makes sense. It's funny you mentioned sales engagement. It's definitely been a very popular category in the last kind of couple of months. But I guess 2021 people kind of plan their budgets. Out of curiosity, which sales engagement tool have you guys gone for?
So we actually decided to keep it all within HubSpot sequences, so HubSpot
nice.
sales, and kept it all under one hood.
Awesome. So yeah, appreciate that information. Again, we do integrate with HubSpot in a couple of different ways. I mean, it seems like you said that kind of taking some of Sendoso or Alice's kind of pipeline is something you'd be particularly interested in. I mean, I looked at Sendoso and Alice based on the data that I'm seeing here. I mean, are they actually your competitors, or do you have other bigger players that you come up against?
They're the main two.
Okay. So currently we're working with both of those companies, and the way that they're really leveraging G2 is fundamentally on helping them build reviews, which, like you said, you can do that for free. That's not something you necessarily have to pay G2 to do, although often vendors opt to do that because it's easier with us. But fundamentally why vendors like Sendoso are investing in G2 is because we're helping them identify exactly which companies are actively researching you, Sendoso, Alice, and then they're basically just targeting them, whether it's through account-based marketing or different sales efforts. I mean, let me ask you this quickly, Alex. How do you currently acquire customers today?
Yeah, so most of it is actually done by outbound. So you've got quite a heavy BDR team. We'll be up to about 20 in January. So a lot of it is outbound, account-based tactics. And we use other tools to be able to see who's visiting our website and stuff. My concern here would be, how do I actually know that these guys are actually in buying mode? Yeah, they might be looking at our reviews, but how do I know they actually might be purchasing? Because you could spend a lot of time going after those accounts, and it could just be a massive miss.
No, so true. I mean, let me kind of put it into a bit more context for you. So when you were looking for a sales engagement tool, for example, how did you use the platform? What kind of searches were you doing? What kind of pages were you looking on?
I look at the actual, I look at the main ones in the top right of your grids, and then I look into the pages, see how happy people are, look at some video reviews and a number of reviews, right? The bigger the company, the more likely they'll be able to actually look after us and service us.
So when you were looking at HubSpot, for example, I mean, I'm assuming you were comparing other vendors as well?
Yeah.
Who else were you looking at?
SalesLoft, Outreach being the other main two.
Yeah, I guess the two biggest in the industry, right? So taking that into context then, so you were effectively looking at HubSpot's profile, SalesLoft's profile, maybe doing comparisons of them, potentially looking at alternatives to HubSpot on Google and ending up on G2. If we were able to tell you which companies were looking directly at your profile, looking for alternatives to Sendoso, or even actually comparing you directly to Sendoso and Alice, would that be useful?
It would be, yeah, but how accurate is that? Can you see all of the companies that are reviewing those pages?
So it's a pretty good hit rate. We could definitely go into a bit more detail. I mean, for example, also Virginia, just 5 days ago, sorry, on Monday actually, we're directly comparing you to these competitors. 6 times Sendoso, Alice, and Postalio. And this company, 1,000 employees in the US, seem to be quite keen to chat to you. I'm not sure if they're already in your pipeline.
I wouldn't know, but I can check the CRM. But if I can get down to that level of data, I'd certainly take a look.
Yeah, so I mean, we can definitely go into detail. I mean, for full transparency, it's not a lead generation tool. We're not going to tell you that John Smith is looking at your profile. It's which companies, and then we can go into detail of which people you should be talking to. But hey, I've taken much more than I should be kind of taking from you in terms of time. Does this sound like something you'd want to look to further?
Yeah, I think so. Let's take a look at it perhaps in January. I'm not going to have time right now, but let's take a look at it in January, and we can go from there.
Okay.
One more pushback could have gone back there.
Oh, very close. So does Corey technically get the meeting because I said yes, or does it have to be booked in by that point?
Oh, let's see what each
Let's
of
see
you.
based on
I
the
think it's a bit
feedback, right?
unfair. Yeah, but yeah, you said yes, didn't you? So that's a win.
I did say yes, to be fair, and I wasn't watching the
Yes,
clock. So
yeah, softly,
I saw it at the last
obviously,
minute.
but yeah.
Just goes red and it makes you panic.
to be fair, I got cold called by G2 about 1.5 years ago, and I am a customer, and the call went something very similar. So
I think it might be me as well.
I can't really know.
Like the US election. Unbelievable.
So, Chief, do you want to go first?
Yeah, listen, I'll keep it very brief and short. In terms of sales process, it's probably, we've been doing 5 on Friday and this now for a while. It's probably the best sales process, the one that you understand, that it's ingrained and embedded in you, and the one that makes sense. Put the sales process aside, the delivery was assured, confidence, and I really like the fact that you were leveraging during the conversation your solution, and make it specific to Alex. Give him information that it made it really like, yeah, look, I will take the meeting. It's stupid not to take the meeting. And I know that Alex is already a client, but I think sometimes that's more difficult, because if you've been using for something for a year, you know exactly what works for you, what doesn't work for you. And I think, hands down, that was probably the best I've seen over here. So I don't know how many points we give, but have an extra 5 on me. That was great, mate. Well done.
Wow.
You're going to give 5. Wow.
Jeez, wow. Thanks for that, Kostas.
Who's me?
Go for it, Benjamin.
Go, Benjamin.
All right. Well, I'll be the mean guy then.
Go on.
So
Rip me apart.
No, look. So delivery, good. Confident, assured. Not a lot of umming and ahhing, which is always a good thing. So I can't fault you on the delivery of it. And this isn't restricted. This isn't just you. This is the majority of salespeople. They don't actually know what the purpose of a prospecting call is. Most think it's to get a meeting or to get an appointment. Well, that's actually an outcome. It's not the purpose. The purpose is to get a human being slightly emotional about what it is that you fix. And whilst it was a good intellectual, you had a great intellectual conversation. Problem is people don't buy intellectually. And even though Alex has agreed to meet, and Alex is a softie, in the real world, there's a possibility that because you had such a great intellectual chat, the guy, when he hangs up, though, when he gets a chance to reflect on it, or it gets nearer the time, because he hasn't felt the need to meet with you, they cancel and they drop out. And that's one of the biggest reasons why there's dropouts, because you can intellectually convince someone in the moment they should do it, but if they don't feel it, then they have this. So like I say, you need to drill down. Why is this an issue for him? What's the impact? And has he done anything to try and fix it? And if he could fix it, would he fix it? You've got to go down there. It's very easy for salesmen to stay going sideways on intellectual. So this will be a bugbear with virtually everyone that does this exercise. Like I say, good delivery, very confident. I think if you just try to get him to feel it more. And it's a process, but well done. So I'm going to give you 3 out of 5.
Nice. Okay, so for me, Corey, I'm going to give you a 4 out of 5. Something that didn't resonate for me, I'm different from perhaps other people, is I don't like the "do you want to hang up?" I just think, oh, wanker. That's what I just think. To be honest,
We're all on the same page.
Like that. So, but everything else, I absolutely loved. Loved the examples. Loved the request for more time. Love that you brought it back continually to examples that Alex resonated with, that made sense to him, his suppliers, his customers, his existing tech stack. Loved the pitch. It was very clear. And I thought the next steps in close, I did think you get the meeting. So that's why I'm giving you a 4.
Thank you.
Yeah, Corey, like you did get the meeting with me, as I said. It does massively resonate with me. I actually quite liked it, the concept of, let's not say stealing competitors' pipeline, but having access and visibility over it is very, very valuable, because, particularly running a tech business, you operate in a total addressable market which doesn't necessarily expand at the same rate as you do. So it's a really important thing, and something that's always on my mind. That you got the meeting. I think I don't mind this is a cold call, 38 seconds, but you did the right thing, which we've seen in the past, of saying, okay, my time is up. Now, can I earn the right to have some more?
Very
and
good.
that is, I was hoping you were going to do that. And when you did it, I was like, okay, right. He's done the really important thing. What I've seen in the past is that it's just ignored. That's just disrespectful. And actually your credibility goes out the window very quickly. So I think you did well. I do think it was getting a bit too intellectual at some times. And it was like, okay, if you didn't have this, what would the impact be? Is this actually something that you're willing to solve together? Because that impact, I don't know what formula you use, a very good call. If you really got me to feel the burning sort of urge to fix this problem, and understanding if I didn't, then how much is going to continue causing me pain, then I think you would have got a 5, but I'll give you a 4 in any event.
Good.
No, very fair feedback, I think. I'm prone to
splitting hairs. They're splitting hairs.
Yeah, no, but I am prone to leaving kind of the emotional connection to the first kind of discovery call as opposed to the cold call, Whereas like Benjamin said, if you do it earlier on, then they almost are obliged to end up coming to the discovery call.
It prevents dropouts. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, exactly. So
but honestly, man, that was the main thing. If you'd done that, I would have given you the full 5. But I think you did a great job, man. Really, really good job.
Thank you.
What's next?
Okay, so Benjamin, over to you. What are we doing in round 3?
All right, so this is a question round. So the purpose of this round, Corey, is salesmen have a tendency to answer questions without knowing the real reason why they've been asked. So a good salesman, before he gives an answer, tries to figure out exactly why they've asked so that they can give the answer knowing why. The answer still may hurt you, but at least you know it's going to hurt you rather than you're surprised when it hurts you. So we're going to start midway through a conversation. I'm just going to fire off a question that a prospect would ask. So we're in a sales meeting, so we're not on a phone call. We're face to face now. So we're in front of each other. And the question I'm going to ask you, and we start, is there a timer going to work? There's a 90.
Yeah, I'll try my timer. I've got 90 seconds on it. We'll try to see if it works.
So 90 seconds. And all we're going to do is I'll ask you a question. You've got to come back with a question and I'll answer it. Now, I may not come back with a question. So you got to keep the conversation going. Yeah. And it's to avoid answering my questions. Find out why I've asked. So that's the game. So here we go. Start the timer. So Corey, what sort of companies do you typically work with?
Yeah, good question, Ben. I often get asked that. I mean, out of curiosity, what types of kind of companies do you guys typically work with?
Well, we work with multiple companies in the professional services sector, but I'm still interested to know who you work with.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, typically it's from my side, kind of smaller types of companies that, again, it varies so much.
Can you give me an example?
Yeah, I can do. I mean, again, it's typically software companies, but it varies so much in terms of the size and the types of categories. I mean, who would be some of your biggest competitors?
Well, it's interesting you say software because we do work heavily in the software sector. So I would hate to be working with one of our competitors. So can you name a couple out of interest?
Hey, I mean, we've got about 2,700. I could spend the entire afternoon going through all our customers. I mean, who do you typically, again, I can go through who we typically work with, but it won't necessarily make sense to you because, again, we'll be here for a while. Who do you typically come across within a sales cycle? We can have a look at kind of how they're leveraging the platform.
I'm a little concerned you just don't want to tell me who you work with. Is there a reason?
No reason at all. I'm completely panicking now. You got me. That got
good.
me.
It's tough.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right. So, but the bit of feedback is this: when you're doing this game, you're not allowed to upset the prospect.
Yeah, I definitely upset you there.
And when you sound like you are avoiding answering as opposed to clarifying, the prospect picks up on that very quickly and get a little annoyed. It sounds like you don't want to answer. So I'll give you a tip so that to that question, the answer to the first question to get the ball rolling. So Benjamin, what sort of companies do you work for? You know, that's a great question. When you say companies, are you interested in companies in your sector, perhaps the same size as you, or maybe with similar issues or something else? Forces me to pick one. And I go, well, I'm interested in the same sector. There must be a reason you pick sector. Is there any particular reason? Well, yeah, I want to find out if you work with our competitors. That makes sense. And you're scared I'm going to say we do, aren't you? Well, I'm hoping you're not. And if we are, you see how that, so you're going to give him the answer, but I just want to know what's going to happen when I give it to him. So that's the chat. It's tough. Don't worry. Do it in the real world. This is real world too. So do it with a real CEO. Whoo, you get it wrong and they're going to punch you.
Yeah.
So I don't know about everybody else, but I counted 3 answers to questions there. That's what I counted. So you get 5 points for that round there, Corey.
Awesome.
For answering 3 questions. Okay.
Yeah.
It's the second toughest round.
It's really hard.
Toughest thing now, I assume.
It's a pretty tough round. All right, look, guys, we've only got a couple of minutes left. I think you did really well there, Corey. How did you find that, by the way?
Although I kind of knew what to expect, kind of knew what to do, it's still uncomfortable. It's hard to kind of get around it on the spot. So all the questions you might have thought about, Benjamin might ask this, might ask that. I never thought of that one.
Yeah. I think
And this is the beauty of this exercise. It's often these stupid, innocuous questions that seem like they have no value that we just answer that end up shooting yourself in the foot. That's why I do it. It's never going to be a great complex question. It's a simple question that you answer.
Yeah.
So,
one to think about for sure.
Yeah, Corey, one of the reasons I ask is, you told us earlier that you've recently moved into an account executive role and it's like your first month.
Yeah.
Don't fall into the habit or the trap when you're demoing, particularly when you have longer time, half an hour, 45 minutes, of just answering with predated questions, right? Because what you want to do is you want to get to the real truth behind the question so that you can uncover the real pain and solve the real problems. That's when you'll sign the bigger deals and get a lot more respect from your prospects too. All right, guys. Okay, we're going to play Beat the Chief. We have a new game. This one's called Sales. All right, get your phones out.
I'm ready.
Okay. Oh, hang on 1 second. I might have to. I'm just going to get the music up because I know Kate loves it.
Gets me going.
Okay. Can everyone see my screen?
Yeah, we can. What's that? No.
Okay. Oh, where's? I don't think we've got any music this week. Oh, yes, we do. Sorry. Yes, we do.
God.
Is that volume good for you guys?
Yeah.
Let's change it up. I know Chief likes a bit of disco.
Oh, I don't know. I've done it wrong.
Right, you got to read out the pattern, Alex.
Okay.
I'm in.
Green, yellow, blue, red. Green, yellow, blue, red.
Yes, I'm in.
Okay, that's changed. Yeah. Red, yellow, green, blue. Red, yellow, green, blue. Oh, okay. We've got new Chief, Corey. Right, Benjamin, just give us a green. One. We're going to change, go. Red, blue, yellow, green.
Alex, it's too loud.
Why is it?
Let's change again. Blue, green. Okay, right, I'm going to count you down, right? 3, 2, 1, go. Yellow, blue, green, red.
This is 80s electropop, Benjamin's favorite music.
Why am I not able to do this? Why is okay?
Did you get any points for entering the path?
Okay, so it's yellow.
New Chief, Corey.
You got it. There's a delay, so you've got to listen to Alex. Alex, read it out.
Okay, now take a breath, Benjamin. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to read it out to you, okay? Ready? Green, red, blue, yellow. There we go. We're in. Let's kick this one off, team. Okay, we have 14 questions this week, so I'm going to have to fly through some of them. Corey, you ready?
Yeah, all good.
Sales. Chief's scared. I can see it in his eyes. Quiz time. All right. What percentage of email recipients open emails based on the subject lines and nothing else? 35, 49, 15, or 18%? Oh, let's see. You've got this one right. Red. Okay. Oh, for the first time ever, Benjamin is in the lead. Cool. All right. Research shows that a certain percentage of sales go to the vendor that responds first. 15 to 20%, 20 to 25, 10 to 20, or 35 to 50%. Oh, here we go. 35 to 50% of sales goes to the vendor that responds first. Okay, so Benjamin is down the rankings. The Chief is in the lead, and Corey is on the board.
I like that.
Kate, we need to catch up.
Change.
Following up with web leads within X amount of minutes, you're how much more likely to convert them? 20 minutes, 50 times more, 5 minutes, 9 times, 50 minutes, 3 times, or 30 minutes, 2 times? Okay. Following up with web leads within 5 minutes, you're 9 times more likely to convert them. One person got that. Who is it? Oh, the new Chief is in the lead. There he goes. All right.
5 minutes is...
Okay. What percentage of all customer interactions happen over the phone? 56, 75, 29, or 92%? Oh, hello. We've got two correct answers apparently, but let's have a look. The Chief is back in the lead. Corey just slipped behind.
Actually got some points. Yes.
Benjamin, we need to get you back in, mate. We need to get you back in. Right, 5 out of 14. What percentage of customers remember you by the tone of your voice versus what you said, for phone calls specifically?
Yes.
I think Chiefs, enjoy
Seriously?
yourself. It's on a bit of a streak here. Oh, Corey got it too. Good work, Lance. All right, let's crack
Can't
on.
quite catch up.
What percentage of customers do not know the name of the salesperson 1 year after the sale? 75%, 70%, 90% or 82%? Correct answer is green. Now, from the looks of that, Chief is not happy with his response. Let's have a look. Oh, here we go. We've got a bit of a battle for the top
Oh
here.
my God.
Here
this
we
is it.
go.
Come
Ah.
on, keep it going. We're nearly halfway through, team. What percentage of customers said they received a lousy presentation and demonstration? 88%. You never want a presentation to look like that. 88, 10, 15, or 50. 88% of customers said they
not.
received a lousy presentation or demo.
Yes.
Oh no. Right,
Back in the
Kate
game.
Benjamin, I'm going to give you 10 seconds to get your on back.
Is Benjamin still playing?
Yes, he is. Benjamin got one right recently, so let's
Yeah,
crack
two
on.
right.
We're halfway through.
88%
What,
right. 'Cause that's
what percentage of customers purchase within 4 hours of visiting their first dealership?
Is this a
Applies
car?
to cars. This applies to cars. Who got this one? Oh, it was Corey. Corey's got, you've got a great poker face there, mate. We never
Yeah,
know
it's not bad.
if the Chief just celebrates. Maybe he celebrates prematurely. We've got
get
5
nervous.
questions left. What percentage of salespeople are using their social media outsell their peers? So if you use social, and Benjamin might not like the other. Actually, well, Benjamin, you're pretty active on
I make a
LinkedIn.
lot of money from LinkedIn.
78, 26, 17, or 50?
I don't know.
Three,
Outsell their peers.
two,
How do you even
one.
measure this stuff? I just guess.
Misread the question.
That's a nonsense statistic.
It is a completely nonsense.
That's
statistic.
That's just you got it
That's
wrong.
stupid.
No, I don't
All
like
right,
it.
well-
I'm glad I got it wrong because I'm right. That's a bollocks.
Okay.
Yes, I agree, Benjamin. I'm glad I
What
got it
percentage
wrong.
of customers said they'd give referrals? Only a certain percentage of salespeople ask for referrals. So how many say they give them? And then what percentage of salespeople ask for them? 80, 20, 91, 11. Oh, hang on, that was quick, guys. 91% of customers said they'd give one. Only 11%
As long as it's not
salespeople-
Corey, I'm in the lead.
Sorry, Costa.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay. Corey, I love the way you play this game, man. Stone cold.
Oh, it's nice.
What percentage of customers have a family member who will purchase a vehicle in the next 90 days?
What is this?
I don't know.
ha
Oh, wow.
Oh
Keith, you
no.
guessed that one. Okay,
Come
right,
on,
Corey.
Corey.
guessed it.
This
I
is
knew
neck
that
and neck,
one.
man.
That was a very good question. I knew that one.
How'd you know that one?
How'd you get it wrong then if you knew it?
I didn't.
Didn't get it
I
wrong.
got it correct.
Did you?
Benjamin, not doing too badly. So, but it's a race for the wooden spoon at the bottom, but it's certainly a race for the trophy at the top. It's a two-way race here, team. 3 left. What
3
percentage
left.
of customers buy a vehicle because they trust and respect their salesperson? I've gone into cars, by the way. 71, 50, 25, or 33?
No idea.
Think about trust and respect here.
Should be 71. Oh, it is.
70.
Oh, wow.
Does that mean? Oh, Corey, it doesn't look like you selected that one.
I did. No, I was saying like it probably should be that, but I didn't think it would be.
Should have
I
backed
think
your
they
gut
only
then.
asked the salesmen, not the customers, that question.
Yeah, fair enough. Email is times more effective at getting new customers than Facebook and Twitter combined. How much more effective is email versus Facebook and Twitter? 3 times? 25? 10? 40?
Email more effective. I have no idea. Had a guess.
40 times.
Holy
Two
moly.
times.
40 times. Okay, well, this is going to be interesting, team. Let's take a look because we're about to go into the final question. And it's so close. This is between Chief and Corey. I don't think
Come on,
Kate
Corey.
can catch up. Come on, Corey. We've got you.
I mean,
Everyone's
come on,
rooting for you
Costas.
apart from Costa.
Come on, Corey. You can do
All
it.
right. Can
Come on,
Corey beat
Corey.
the Chief? Can Corey beat the Chief?
Beat the chief.
All right. Final question. Question number 14. What percentage of the customers tell their salesperson they are just looking at the initial greeting? 80, 50%, 33%, 60%, 72%. Oh! Okay, now this is Corey. Did you get that one right?
I think I answered first as well.
This is going to be down to
I
speed.
got it right, yeah.
Team. This is going to be down to speed. You ready for the answers? Let's go. Okay. Okay. In third place, we have Benjamin.
Wait.
Hey. Oh no!
And still undefeated.
Thanks again. You won by narrowest margin. Narrowest margin. Corey.
Corey, that was
so
great,
close.
mate.
So
Yeah,
close.
of course it bloody was.
That was so much fun, Corey. You made it so much fun. Thank you for
Well
that. That was
played,
great.
Corey.
Brilliant.
Well played,
Got it.
Corey. You
How
did
many
really well, man.
how many questions did you get right, Alex?
7.
Corey got
7.
7 out of 14.
Came down to speed.
Like that.
I would have shaken your head, but you know,
Yeah.
there you go.
An E shake.
E-shake.
Oh, Corey, I was rooting for you, man. You were so close there, mate. But
Yes.
good effort, valiant effort. Benjamin, you did well this week, mate. Way better.
You know how to log on now, Benjamin. That's
Yeah.
a start.
What a palaver.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well done.
Alrighty.
Good having you on.
Thank you, Benjamin.
Oh yeah, and
So
well done,
close to
Chief.
you,
Yeah, well
Costa.
done, mate. Yeah, nice one.
Yeah.
Yeah, well done, Costas.
Chief remains unbeaten, sadly. His knowledge of sales is just
That's-
Knowledge of pointless facts is unbeatable.
Embarrassing.
yeah. Well, next week we've got a real treat in store, and it's all about negotiation.
Oh, brilliant.
Awesome.
Okay.
So do we want to
Whoever's
see?
watching.
Do we want to see how the leaderboard is stacking
Yes,
up?
please.
Have a
Yes,
look.
please.
So big drum roll, people, in terms of where we landed, and it's not a surprise, I would imagine, for everybody that Corey
Corey.
has leapt into the
Mm.
leads above Aaron at that point, and with 46, assuming I've done my maths right, as opposed to 39. So nicely done, Corey.
Well done,
Corey,
Corey.
great job, buddy.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna have to sign off in 2 minutes, but how was today for you?
Yeah, really good. I think lots of good tips, particularly on that cold call side, kind of connecting on the emotional level. I think that's something that would be particularly important to take back. And that's been really good fun. And I will definitely be back at some point to beat you, Costas. Don't you worry.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
That's
The
the
gauntlet has been
spirit.
thrown down for the future.
All
All right, well, Corey, at the moment, you are top of the leaderboard. Some might call it Prime Minister's Club, some might call it President's Club or Queen's Club, whatever it is. It's the leaderboard of the pitching point, and you're currently top. So keep watching this space. Hopefully no one's going to dethrone you, as it were. Okay, team. All right, Kate, Costas, Benjamin, always a pleasure. Corey, thanks a lot for joining us this week, mate. For everyone watching and listening, this has been The Pitching Point. Keep your eyes peeled for the next one.
Thank you all.